and she'll get the kill.
Welcome to this special NFHS broadcast brought to you by Frontier Community Television. My name is Adam Bouchard. We are here at the Final Four of the Division IV MIAA Field Hockey State Tournament. And as we all know, that we're pleased to welcome you here today, and good sportsmanship is one of the primary purposes of educational athletics. Our student athletes recognize that judgment calls by officials, coaches, and themselves are made in good faith and should be respected. Spectators both here and at home can support both of these teams by refraining from derogatory or demeaning comments and cheers today. We hope that you enjoy this game and support the student athletes in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. And I'll tell you what an exciting time to be here. We've got about 6 minutes to go on the warm-up clock as we begin this game. It's a cold, rainy afternoon here at Whitcomb Middle School in Marlboro at this neutral zone field as the number 5 Frontier Lady Redhawks compete against the number 1 team out of Monomoy. Monomoy comes in with a regular season record of 12-5-1 and have been an absolute force so far in the MII State Tournament as they beat St. Paul 10-0 in the round of 32. In the Sweet 16, they beat Lunenburg 8-0. In the Elite 8, they beat Manchester Essex at a score of 7-0. And they come here right now as the number 1 ranked team in the MIA Power Rankings, taking on the number 5 Lady Redhawks from Frontier. They come in with a regular season record of 12-4-2. And in the state playoffs, they came in the round of 32, beating Stoneham 4-1. Then they beat Seekonk 4-0, and a win against Sutton 2-1 in the Elite 8 to bring them here to the Final Four. We're excited. This game is going to be fast. There's a lot of skill from both teams. Both teams have put up a lot of goals this year, as well as had very defensive opportunities. The field is going to be slick. As you can see out there, it's raining, it's sprinkling. Both teams are in their warm-up outfits, getting ready and getting this game on for the MIA Final Four of the Division IV Field Hockey State Tournament. As we sit along here, we'll be taking track of all of our shots on goal, as always, as well as all of our corners. We're high above field side here at Whitcomb and Marlboro. Fantastic facility to host this Final Four. And both teams are just finishing up warm-ups. In about 4 minutes, we'll have our lineups called, we'll hit the anthem, and then we'll get right to the action. As we start this game in about 5 minutes, I tell you what, we've been following both teams all year round. And this is the matchup that a lot of folks have been looking for. Frontier came in at number 5, had that big win against Sutton this past week. And again, Monomoy has just been an absolute force coming into the Final Four. We're going to be back in about 3.5 minutes to kick this game off. Can't wait for it. And welcome once again to the Final Four.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Whitcomb Middle School here in Marlboro for today's MIAA Division IV Field Hockey State Tournament Final Four contest between the Monomoy Regional High School Sharks and the Frontier Regional School Redhawks. Top-seeded Monomoy will be the home team on the scoreboard today and enters today's semifinal with an overall record of 15 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie. The Redhawks enter today as the 5th seed and boast an overall record of 15 wins, 4 losses, and 2 ties. Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have worked diligently to prepare for tonight's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Ensure that your behaviors reflect the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume responsibility for your own actions and the actions of those around you, and keeping your comments positive in nature. Please remember to let the players play, the coaches coach, and the referees officiate. If you do require assistance, please call upon an MIA or school official. At this time, let's welcome the roster for the visiting Frontier Redhawks, hailing from the Pioneer Valley Interscholastic Athletic Conference in Western Mass. Number 1, Macy DeMeo. Number 2, Kate Walker. Number 5, Ashley Galensky. Number 6, Lauren Kalinowski. Number 3, Rowan Riley. Number 4, Addie Harrington. Number 8, Haley Doucette Kaplan. Number 9, Amelia Bouchard. Number 13, Berna Fahey. Number 32, Ivy Cloninger. Number 22, Harper Modesto. Number 7, Elsa Brown. Number 11, Bella Oral. Number 18, Nora Sloan. Number 12, Sigrid Calhoun. Number 16, Haley Fernandez. Number 43, Alex Kornewski. Number 30, Brooke Charist. Number 35, Logan Goddard. Number 24, Leah Matei. Number 26, Michaela Sloan. And number 0, Simone Toshik. The head coach tonight for Frontier Regional is Miss Melissa Maher. She's assisted by Miss Leslie Wickline and Miss Rose Lavasser. And now let's welcome the roster for the home team, Monomoy Sharks, hailing from the Cape and Islands League. Number 1, Kate Hughes. Number 2, Lily Majka. Number 3, Samantha Clark. Number 4, Emery Capallo. Number 5, Tessa Grodzicki. Number 6, Lauren Henderson. Number 7, Mason Sweat. Number 8, Nia Zimmerman. Number 9, Sophie Larrabee. Number 11, Jillian Dittrich. Number 10, Regan Murdoch. Number 14, Lila Miller. Number 16, Della Davis. Number 18, Sage Harrison. Number 22, Grayson Burrill. And number 88, Maddie Sweat. The head coach tonight for Monomoy is Mr. Kyle Capallo, assisted by Miss Lisa Gatto. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated as we take a moment to honor our veterans. Our great nation has persevered through the leadership and sacrifice of men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. We invite both veterans and current military personnel to please stand for a moment of recognition. We thank you for your service. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask all that are able to please rise, remove your caps, and face the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. The officials for tonight's contest are Miss Laura McLean, Miss Patricia Basio, and Miss Bonnie Sorensen. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember that tonight's MIAA tournament contest is an opportunity for all participants to demonstrate a commitment to good sportsmanship and fair play. Any unsportsmanlike conduct will be penalized. At the conclusion of the game, players, coaches, and game officials will meet for the ceremonial handshake. We do ask that all spectators please remain off the playing surface and off the track, and remain in the bleachers and in the concourse at all times. Please take responsibility for your own actions and the actions of those around you in keeping your comments positive in nature. Please remember to let the players play, the coaches coach, and the referees officiate. Best of luck to both Monomoy and Frontier. And ladies and gentlemen, enjoy tonight's Final Four contest.
And welcome back. We are right here. Game time is about to begin. Lineups have been called. The anthem has been sung. The officials have spoken to both sets of captains and teams and coaches, and this game is about to begin. As both Coach Capallo for Monomoy and Coach Mahar for Frontier give their last instructions to their student athletes, This game is set to begin the Final Four of the MIAA Field Hockey State Tournament. This is going to be a good one as both teams come in here having 4 seniors on their team. Monomoy has 4 seniors and Frontier has 4 seniors. And it looks like possession will begin for the Monomoy Sharks for this Division 4 matchup between the number 1 Monomoy and number 5 Frontier. As Rachel Burrell looks like she's going to start the possession here for Monomoy. Waiting for the official's whistle. And there it is, and play has begun. The Final Four action has started. The ball is on the far side of the field. That's Lauren Kanowski for the Lady Redhawks. Possession stolen back by Monomoy. Great move by Tessa Godzeski for Monomoy into the circle. Looks like it is an infraction. Will be possession for Frontier. That's Amelia Bouchard with the drive. She drives the ball on up to the 50-yard marker here. Intercepted by number 7, Mason Sweat of Monomoy. As a ball possession on the far side. Brought back around by the Monomoy defender. And again, I'll get those numbers as soon as I can. The balls come onto the near side. Protected by the Monomoy forward. That's number 3, Samantha Clark. Bringing the ball into the circle. Broken up by Amelia Bouchard from Frontier. And the infraction against Monomoy. Amelia Bouchard will start the possession again. As she hits that drive across the field. Across the 50 and out of bounds. On the far side for Monomoy possession. Monomoy begins his possession through the 50, comes to the middle. Lots of speed we expect from both teams out here today. As Addie Harrington chips that ball over, Mason Sweat once again involved in the play. Slippery on the field there. Game on, continues to go through. Looks like Elsa Brown for Frontier brings the ball on up. Brings the ball to the top of the circle. Sends it across to Addie Harrington. Addie Harrington defended extremely well by the Monomoy defender. That was number 9. It will be possession for Frontier right outside the circle. That'll be to the top of the circle. Possession fantastically played there by the defense of Monomoy. Brought up here to the near side. Lots of speed breaking up to far side. That's Samantha Clark. As ball gets pushed back to the Monomoy defense. Up to the 50, defended by Addie Harrington. Foot infraction on Addie Harrington. That is Della Davis for the defensive Monomoy, bringing the ball up. Defended extremely well by Amelia Bouchard and cleared the ball back downside. As we've had many games this year, lots of ping pong action to begin this game as the teams are filling each other out, trying to see who can bring what, and both trying to gain possession into the offensive side of the field. Ball now on the far side, possession for Monomoy. Monomoy brings it up to their forward spot, bringing it right around. That looks like Emma Capalla with the ball on the far side. Broken up strongly by Lauren Kalinowski. Kalinowski moving that ball well, being defended strongly again by the defense of Monomoy, trying to gain possession back. Back and forth, here we go. Monomoy with the ball on the near side, bringing it down. Defended extremely well there by Sigrid Calhoun. Up to Addie Harrington. Well, Addie Harrington gains possession up the near side, being defended extremely strong. That was Tessa Godowski. Strong defense there for the Monomoy team to defend Addie Harrington. As Rowan Riley begins possession for Frontier. Intercepted extremely well by Emery Capallo of Monomoy. Again, that ping pong action we spoke about. You kind of expect this, particularly in a state playoff game, never mind a Final Four matchup where the number 1 and number 5 teams are matching up with similar records coming into this game. Lots of possession. This game usually comes down to whichever team can create the least amount of mistakes and execute when they get their opportunities. So far, a lot of this game has happened between the 30-yard lines. As on the far side, it looks like Macy DeMaio with the ball for Frontier. Defending very strongly there by Mason Sweat of Monomoy. Possession now, Lauren Kalinowski brings the ball in for Frontier. Tries to enter the circle, defended strongly by Monomoy. Once again, back and forth we go. Both teams are feeling out the slippery conditions. It is spitting out there a little bit. It's cold. It's a fantastic day for a state playoff game for field hockey. Ball driven into the top side of the circle onto the 30-yard line. It'll be possession for Monomoy. Foot infraction on the far side of the field. Monomoy will start this possession. on the 40. A big drive of their own brings it up to their near 40. That's Emery Capallo with the ball. She's got lots of speed and lots of skill. We've seen her all year long having a fantastic season of her own, as that's Tessa with the ball into the middle for Monomoy. Defended strongly by the Frontier defender. That's Macy DeMaio with the ball for Frontier. A little bit of infraction, possession for Monomoy. Quick transition over to the offensive side of the field. Back and forth we go. Defended strong by Elsa Brown of Frontier, up to Addie Harrington. Addie Harrington being defended by Della Davis. And Sage Harrison with the ball for Monomoy, clears it just out of bounds. Fantastic defensive play. Back and forth these teams go, and Amelia Bouchard will start the insert with a driver of her own. And it'll be again, once again, possession for Frontier. That's number 9, Amelia Bouchard with the possession. With the big drive, play on, foot infraction. Play on for the Lady Redhawks. No call either way. Both teams stopped. I was wondering if there was going to be a call, but a fantastic move there by Emerson Capallo. Possession for Frontier, broken up strong by Amelia Bouchard, but back and forth we go. That's Tessa Graditsky trying to gain possession. Once again, that ping pong action, as we expected, a chess match throughout the first 6.5 minutes of this Final Four. Possession for Monomoy on the far side. I apologize, I can't see who that is. Ball to the top of the key, into the 30, down to the 20. Monomoy trying to enter the circle. Monomoy on the far side. Brings the ball into the circle. Defended strongly there by the Frontier defender. Possession now for Frontier. Far side, back and forth we go. Lots of action. That was Tessa Grzinski with the big defensive play to keep the ball in the Frontier side. Monomoy with possession now. They're starting to put a little pressure offensively. Bringing the ball down to the top of the circle. Broken up strong by Elsa Brown of Frontier. There'll be a stick infraction, will become possession for the Frontier Redhawks. It'll be Elsa Brown starting on the 30-yard marker here for Frontier. Defended extremely well by Emerson. Deemed it dangerous versus Frontier, as that was a little too close to the body with that rainbow attempt. Reverse into the circle. Possession for Monomoy. Defended extremely strong there again by the Lady Redhawks. It'll be Monomoy possession at the top of the key. That looked like Lauren Kalinowski with that defensive play. Be Monomoy ball on the 25. Ball goes 5 yards, so it can now enter the circle. Down to the far corner. Oh, just bounced over the stick of that forward for Monomoy. We'll get that number on that far side as soon as I can get that. Amelia Bouchard with the insert. Possession up to the 50. Possessed by the Monomoy defender. That's possession for Frontier. As the ball begins here, it looks like it is Addie Harrington with the ball. Ball comes up through to Macy DeMaio. Oh, that'll be deemed a dangerous against Monomoy. It will be Frontier possession at about the 50-yard line. Elsa Brown to start this possession. We're more than halfway through the first quarter of this game. Both teams, lots of action. Trying to figure out where that possession is going to come from and where that push, but Monomoy's got an odd man push here. Big move coming through. Onto the top of the circle. Elsa Brown with a big back check and big defense there on the Monomoy player. Ball on the far side of the field. Macy DeMaio being defended strongly on the far side by the defender. Macy with the move coming down. We've got an odd man rush coming down the other way. Ball to the top of the circle for Frontier. Macy DeMaio crosses it through. Hallie Kaplan-Doucet has the ball in front. And it looks like it will be the first corner of the game is awarded to the Lady Redhawks from Frontier. This will be the first corner of the game. We talked about it at the top of the hour. It's going to come down in playoff games lots of times on who makes the least amount of mistakes and who can take advantage in these situations. You know the Lady Redhawks are going to be looking for execution on their first corner of the game here. It'll be inserted here on the field by Roan Riley. Whistle is blown. Ball comes to the top of the key. Shot on net, get into the circle. Defended very strong, very well by the defender of Monomoy. Fantastic defense there by, I believe that is Emery Capallo, to break that play up. Emery is extremely fast. We knew that coming into this game. Will be possession now for Monomoy on the near hash mark here. Big rainbow coming through. Deemed it dangerous there versus Monomoy, as the ball was rainbowed into too many players on the field. We'll stoppage and play here as we continue. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Ball sent across to Elsa Brown. Elsa across to Lauren Kalinowski. Lauren Kalinowski with the ball coming up. Defended extremely well and hard by Mia Zimmerman. Mia wins that possession, but it's an infraction versus Monomoy. Play broken up. HDK with the ball. Haley Doucette Kaplan. Possession will be for Frontier. Right inside the 40. Looks like Elsa Brown will begin this possession. Elsa Brown right inside the 40-yard line here for Frontier. As she sets up. Pulls the ball down to Addie Harrington in the corner. Oh, just kept in bounds. Shot on net. That's a foot infraction in the second corner, awarded to the Lady Redhawks. As Elsa Brown rainbowed that in from about the 40. Addie Harrington kept the ball in place, tried to put it in front. It was hard to see where that infraction occurred, who it was on the Monomoy side, but a fantastic effort by both sides of the field. Great defensive play by Monomoy, and now we have the second corner opportunity for the Lady Redhawks. It's Rowan Riley to insert the ball, comes to the top. Amelia Bouchard across the way. Defended strong there by the defender for Monomoy. Ball brought out. They have numbers the other way. Oh, great defensive play by Kate Walker on Mia Zimmerman. Possession will be for Frontier on the near side. Looks like Addie Harrington will start this possession. Looked at by Samantha Clark. Nice play broken up by the defender there for Monomoy. That was number 1. That was Kate Hughes. Ball out of bounds, and it will be repossession start by Rowan Riley. Rowan Riley with the ball to the middle. Macy DeMaio has the ball in possession at the 40 here for Frontier. Up to Addie Harrington. Addie Harrington with the ball. Addie with the shot on net. Big save by the goalkeeper. I believe that's Maddie Sweet in goal with the big save, and the first shot on net of the game is by the Lady Redhawks. It will be possession for Frontier as it went off of the goaltender's paddle, and it will be considered possession for Frontier at the 25. Ball back to Amelia Bouchard. Amelia with the strike down onto the circle. Ball's at the top of the circle. Lots of action. Cleared out strongly by the defender of Monomoy. That looks like it is Jillian Dittrich. Had that big clear for Monomoy. Ball back down into the top of the circle. Defended well by Monomoy once again. Ball cleared to the far side. It will be possession for Frontier. As we talked about earlier, Monomoy had some possession and some pressure. Frontier is doing the same right now as the ball comes all the way across to Rowan Riley. Rowan Riley to Amelia Bouchard. Amelia Bouchard tries to clear it through. Defended strong. It's Emery Capallo bringing the ball in. Passes it across to Samantha Clark. It'll be possession for Monomoy right outside the circle. Just Kate Hughes to begin this possession at about the 30-yard line. Possession begins. Trying to get the ball into the circle. Cleared out very strong there by Amelia Bouchard. Amelia Bouchard up to Macy DeMaio. Defended well. Little too much body there on number 5, Tessa Gadzinski. Great defensive play, though, as the ball is struck hard by Amelia Bouchard all the way down past the end line. Will be possession for Monomoy on the 15. We have 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the first quarter. It is scoreless on this fantastic game. Lots of action. Up and down the student-athletes have gone so far. But it'll be possession for Monomoy with 1 minute left at their own 15. You know, both teams at the end of every quarter are going to do what they can to try to gain possession and gain a corner. to get the end of the quarter here. Doucette Kaplan with the ball into the circle for Frontier. Shot on goal, and it's in. It's a goal for the Lady Redhawks to make it 1-0 on the second shot of the game. Doucette Kaplan had that ball in the top. We'll have to see who deflected it within that circle. But it was a goal for the Lady Redhawks to make it 1-0. That is the first goal in this tournament that Monomoy has given up. Lots of action in here. Back and forth we go as Monomoy will begin this possession with 47 seconds left in the first quarter. It'll be possession for Frontier. 35 seconds left. Amelia Bouchard will start this possession down underneath the 10-yard line. Amelia Bouchard with the strike. Emery with the interception. Emery bringing it down. Top of the circle. Defended very strong by Doucette Kaplan, and it will be advantage for Frontier. Ball over to Amelia Bouchard. Amelia Bouchard with the ball, with a strike down to the middle of the field at the 40-yard line. Frontier gains possession. Nice battle back and forth, and that will be the end of the first quarter. It is Frontier Lady Redhawks 1, the Monomoy Sharks 0.
Frontier goal scored at 13-13 of the first quarter by number 4, Addie Harrington.
And we did just get the official mark. That first goal of Frontier was scored by number 4, Addie Harrington, to take the 1-0 lead. And as we look at this game so far, this is exactly what we all expected when we came in here. These student athletes are all putting in fantastic effort, running up and back down the field, lots of ball possession. They're still really trying to figure each other out, but the Lady Redhawks have had the advantage with 2 corners and 2 shots on net and 1 goal to make it Frontier 1, Monomoy 0. And this is a reminder that this special NFHS broadcast is brought to you by the Frontier Community Television. Thank you for all that you all do so we can bring this game here live and worldwide for all those watching. Welcome to Whitcomb Middle School for this Division 4 MIAA Final Four Field Hockey Tournament. The second quarter is going to begin in about 2 minutes. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back. And here we are. Welcome back to the second quarter. As this game is about to begin, we have the number 5 Frontier Lady Redhawks 1 versus the number 1 Monomoy Sharks 0 to begin this second quarter action. We have 2 shots on goal for the Lady Redhawks and 2 corners as well for Frontier. Monomoy has been extremely busy back and forth on the field. We're seeing a lot of Emery Kapala with the ball, a lot of defense by Tessa Gradinsky from the Monomoy Sharks side. And on the Frontier side, we're seeing a lot of Amelia Bouchard defending strongly back there for defense. And again, you heard Addie Harrington with that goal. But it'll be possession for Monomoy as they bring it down to the Frontier side. Lauren Kalinowski with the ball over to Ashley Galinsky. Ashley Galinsky intercepted by the Monomoy Sharks. That will be Reagan Murdoch on the far side playing defense for Monomoy that defended well. Be possession for Frontier. The ball to Macy DeMaio in the middle of the field. Macy DeMaio up and defended extremely well. Broken up by Sophie Lavere of Monomoy. Brought to the far side, Lauren Kalinowski with the ball. Back and forth we go again with that ping pong action, seeing who's going to be able to gain possession, minimize those risk taking. Huge speed here by Samantha Clark of Monomoy. Defended extremely well and strong by Frontier. Back and forth we go. Will be possession for Frontier. Amelia Bouchard will begin his possession at about the 25-yard line. Amelia Bouchard with the strike. The officials have deemed that to be dangerous. The ball came up a little bit high, near too many players, so it'll now be possession for Monomoy. Monomoy will begin this possession here right about the 35. And that's going to be Kate Hughes from Monomoy starting this possession. Kate Hughes begins to play. Up to the sideline. Ball just out of bounds. Possession for Frontier. Rowan Riley with the insert. Strike up to Addie Harrington. It will be out of bounds on Frontier. And it will be Katie Hughes to start that possession for Monomoy. Kate Hughes starts the possession. Rainbow insert of herself into the middle. Knocked down. Good play by the forward. It'll be considered an infraction versus Frontier. Ball come in at about the 25 for Monomoy. That's Kate Hughes once again will start this possession. Kate Hughes over to Sage Harrison. Sage Harrison back to Kate Hughes. Hallie Doucette Kaplan with the interception, but back to Sage. And the ball just goes out of bounds for Monomoy. Rowan Riley with possession here now for the Red Hawks. Ball brought to the top. That's Grace Burrell on defense for Monomoy with the play. She goes across the top on the far side to Mia Zimmerman. The far side here for Monomoy. And Mia will begin play on the far side. Possession for... Oh. It's possession for Frontier. I apologize. It's Lauren Kalinowski to begin the insert. Lauren Kalinowski broken up there by Kate Hughes. Kate Hughes with the ball across the middle. Monomoy's trying to gain possession into the offensive zone. Ball gets down to that far corner. It'll be possession for Frontier as that ball just went out of bounds. It'll be Amelia Bouchard with the insert. Big drive by Amelia Bouchard up to the 25, to the 30. Back into the corner. That's Kate Hughes with the ball on the far side for Monomoy. Monomoy's trying to gain possession into the circle. Ball gets in the circle. Defended strongly. And will be possession for Frontier. Frontier will begin possession now on the 25. I'm sorry, on the 15. It's Amelia Bouchard with the insert. Amelia with the drive again. Past 2-3 Monomoy players onto the far side. Broken up by Monomoy. Lots of action in this first 5 minutes on this side of the field as Monomoy's trying to gain possession and trying to gain access into that circle. Frontier's trying to hold strong defensively. That chess match is really continuing to starting to build up. But Ashley Galinsky comes up with the ball on the far side for Frontier. Strong defensive play by Monomoy. I believe that is Tessa Gradinsky with that defensive play. We've named her name a lot so far this game. She's very active on the defensive side of the ball for Monomoy. Ball starts on the far side. Comes to the top here to Tessa Gradinsky again. Hallie Doucette Kaplan with the intercept. Back and forth we go. Amelia Bouchard with the ball. It will be possession for Monomoy. Did not hear that whistle blow. It'll be start for Kate Hughes with the ball on top for Monomoy. Brought in. Intercepted by Frontier. Hallie Doucette Kaplan with the ball on the top of the key. Defended extremely well there by Tessa Gradinsky. Once again on that strong defensive presence for Monomoy. Possession for Frontier. Up to Addie Harrington. Broken up by Katie Hughes. Katie Hughes brings the ball back to Grace Burrell. Back to the top of the side. Be an infraction versus Frontier. It's going to be a ball for Grayson Burrell to start this possession. I apologize. That's Sage Harrison from Monomoy. Brings it in. Defended well by Amelia Bouchard with the strike up to Doucette Kaplan. Makes his way through the 50. And here we are back with the ping pong action, trying to gain possession and gain that advantage offensively. Big defensive breakup by Kate Walker for Frontier. But Emery Capallo for Monomoy, you're going to hear that name a lot, all over the ball in possession, using that speed, fantastic speed. Out of bounds on Frontier. The Emily Capallo's ball as she drives it through the middle. Ball on the far side as Monomoy's trying to break into that circle once again. Defended well in possession for Frontier on the far side. Lauren Kalinowski to begin this possession. Lauren Kalinowski with the ball on the wall. Passing up to the middle to Elsa Brown. Elsa up to Hallie Doucette Kaplan. Up to Addie Harrington. Ball across the 50. Fantastic back check and effort there by, I believe that is Mia Zimmerman. I'll get that number in a moment. It was fantastic effort by Mia there to break that play up. It'll be possession for the Sharks of Monomoy. That's Grayson Burrell with the big rainbow. Just went out of bounds. Will be possession for Frontier. Looks like Amelia Bouchard is going to get. That possession. And pass it up to Rowan Riley as it was just straight out of bounds. Never came into play. Rowan Riley with the ball. Up to Elsa Brown. Elsa across to Lauren Kalinowski on the far side. Kalinowski up to Galinsky. It'll be an infraction in possession for Frontier. Lauren Kalinowski will begin the possession on the far side, just inside the 25, so the ball has to go 5 yards before it can insert the circle. It goes 5. Ball's on top of the circle. Frontier's trying to pressure themselves in now and insert the possession inside the circle. Extremely defended well by Monomoy. It'll be possession for Monomoy on the far side. That looks like it's Mason Sweat to begin the insert. Ball across the 50. Kate Walker with a big defense for Frontier. Ball coming down the far side. That's Sam Clark for Monomoy. And the possession as it is infraction. Possession for the Lady Redhawks. Ball on the 40-yard line. Addie Harrington across the middle to Macy DeMaio. Macy DeMaio coming through. Oh, huge defense again. I have to get that number on the far side. That defender on the far side has made a handful of very, very good plays so far in the second quarter. That's Lauren Langlier Henderson making some key defensive plays on that far side. She is one of those 4 seniors we spoke about at the top of this game for Monomoy, and she's certainly making her presence be felt out there defensively. Monomoy has possession now on the 15, trying to break into the circle of Frontier. This has been one of the best pitches they've had so far this game to break into the circle. The first 7-8 minutes or so of this second quarter, Monomoy's had the effort. Ball's in the circle. Coming across. Defended really well and cleared out strongly by the defender for Frontier. Ball cleared out to the 40. As the ball is now be possession for Frontier. We are at 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. It is Frontier 1, Monomoy 0. It will be possession for Monomoy, coming back in onto the 40. Back to the 30. Coming in, Sam Clark brings the ball in. Possession for Monomoy into the circle. Oh, it's going to be a possession back at the 30. Across to Sage Harrison. Broken up strong by Elsa Brown. Grace Burrell with the ball at the 30. Grace Burrell with the reverse sweep. Oh, that was deemed a dangerous by the officials, as it was knee-high at multiple defenders. It's Amelia Bouchard now with possession of the ball for Frontier. With the big drive. Coming through Burrell. Addie Harrington gains possession. Macy DeMaio on the far side. Being defended extremely well. Once again, that is Lauren Henderson defending strong. Possession for Frontier. It will be Elsa Brown with possession right inside the 25. So, right outside the 25, I'll apologize. Elsa Brown looking what she's going to do. Strikes it into the circle. It will be deemed a dangerous on that reverse sweep. That was definitely head high, too close to a lot of student athletes out there. And it will then be possession now for Monomoy. Monomoy has possession on about the 15-yard line of their defensive side. Official's going to have to move it up. Yeah, Elsa started that ball right around the 20, right around the 15, 25, give or take. And that's where the ball has to begin again. Big drive by Katie Hughes. Ball comes all the way down past the goal line of Frontier. It will be possession for the Frontier Lady Redhawks. Looks like Amelia Bouchard will start this possession right on the 15 of her own defending line. Amelia with a strike. Comes through, defended strongly there on the far side. by number 14, Lila Miller of Monomoy. But Frontier gains possession, and Macy DeMaio, Ashley Galinsky coming up the far wall. Being defended strongly there by Lauren Henderson once again. Ball to the top of the circle, Addie Harrington at the 15. Ball on net, saved by the goalkeeper, Maddie Sweet. It's the first shot allowed by either team of this quarter as well. Be possession now for Frontier, as Rowan Riley is going to begin this possession, or Addie Harrington is going to begin this possession for Frontier. Up top to Katie Walker. Katie Walker brings the ball in possession. Defended extremely well again there by the defense of Monomoy. Ball up here to the far side. Being defended by Elsa Brown. That is number 3, Samantha Clark. Will be a foot infraction for Samantha Clark, or a little push-off. Couldn't really tell what the official called there. Put Amelia Bouchard with the ball and the strike across the field to Macy DeMaio. Macy DeMaio being defended and broken up strongly by Lila Miller. Macy gains possession back. She's got a little bit of space coming down near the circle. She crosses across. Ball's into the circle for Frontier. It will be a corner awarded to Frontier with 2 minutes to go. That's the first corner allotted this quarter as well for either team. As we talked about at the top of the hour and earlier in this game, you can see Coach Capallo of Monomoy calling his defensive call, and you can see Coach Mahart calling in her offensive call here on this corner. Both teams want to execute either defensively or offensively here to really set the stage on how this second quarter is going to end. Rowan Riley to begin this insert to the top of the circle to Duxette Kaplan. On over to Macy DeMaio. Shot on net. Across the key. Oh, shot again. Save. Shot. Goal! That's a goal for Frontier as they execute off of the corner. One fantastic save by the goaltender. But the rebound was buried by the Frontier player to give the lead 2-0 with 1:39 to go here in the second quarter. We'll get that official scorecard once we hear that come in. But execution off the corner for that goal to be scored. As they're looking for the ball, here's the ball coming in now. Monomoy is going to begin this possession with 1:39 to go in the first quarter. The second quarter, I apologize, in the first half. So Monomoy drives the ball down for possession. It'll be ball for Frontier. Lauren Kanowski will start this right around the 15-yard line. I apologize, bringing it back to about the 20-yard line. Lauren Kanowski to begin this possession. Lauren Kanowski with the shot in, but that was deflected as a dangerous. As I think we're getting the official score coming in here in a moment. And we had that official goal, was her second goal of the day, scored by number 4, Addie Harrington. Addie's been scoring a lot of goals all season for the Lady Redhawks. None bigger so far than the 2 tonight. Possession for Frontier with 50 seconds to go here in the first quarter, in the first half.
Frontier goal scored at 13:21 of the second period. Again, number 4, Addie Harrington.
We've got 40 or so seconds to go here in the first half. Possession is coming here to Monomoy, bringing it back across the 50-yard line. Again, you know, both teams are going to try to insert themselves in the circle here to gain that corner possession. As the half brings it down, Monomoy is trying to bring it down tight. It's Kate Hughes with the ball. Possession for Monomoy. That's Tessa Gradinsky. Possession again for Monomoy. Right outside the 20. Kate Hughes with the ball. Going to try to gain it into the circle. Ball at the top of the circle with 5 seconds to go left in the quarter. Defended really strong by the Frontier defender. That was defended really strong there by Macy DeMaio coming back defensively, and that's the end of the first half. With the score, your Lady Redhawks 5 versus your Sharks of Monomoy 0. 2-0, I apologize, 2-0 at the end of the half. My 2s and 5s got backwards there for a moment. But we're going to be back here after 5 minutes of the halftime here. But once again, this special NFHS broadcast is brought to you by Frontier Community Television. And as we always like to say, all the student athletes involved in tonight's contest understands the importance of sportsmanship and know that it should be practiced at all times. Please help our students by showing respect to all participants and spectators at tonight's contests and others, and while you're cheering, only in a positive manner. We're going to finish up this first half. We have a total of shots 4 for the Frontier Lady Redhawks, 0 for the Sharks of Monomoy, and for corners we have a total of 4 for Frontier and 0 for Monomoy. We're going to take about a 4-minute break as halftime has commenced, and we'll be right back. And that's the buzzer that ends halftime, as we're going to begin the second half of this Final Four matchup of the number 5 Frontier Redhawks versus the number 1 Monomoy Sharks. The score to start the second half is Frontier 2, Monomoy 0. Both goals scored by Frontier by number 4, Addie Harrington, by one play executed off of a corner and the other executed off of a fast break with a rebound goal. It's going to be possession for Frontier to begin the second quarter, and we also have 3 saves by goaltender Maddie Sweet for Monomoy in that first half. Total corners, as we discussed, were 4 for Frontier, 0 for Monomoy. But as both coaches again gave their last words coming into the second half here, I have to believe Coach Capallo is telling his student athletes, play our game, continue trying to push the ball, and just execute on what we've practiced, we've done all year. And I know the same on the other side from Coach Missy Meyer from Frontier, telling the Lady Redhawks the same thing. Don't change the style, continue with the effort, because that's one thing we're seeing out here from both of these teams. All student athletes are putting full effort into this game. It's fantastic to see, but as we come down now to the last 30 minutes of regulation here, the second half has begun. It's Lauren Kalinowski on the near side for Frontier with possession. Ball to the top of the circle. That's ball played by Lauren Langlier-Henderson for Monomoy. She's got Mason Sweet now with the possession on the far side. Lots of speed coming up the far wall. Barred into the middle. Defended well by Elsa Brown. As Elsa clears the ball to the top of the middle. Ball across the side here to Lauren Kalinowski. Monomoy with the great possession. Pulls it back through. That's number 14, Lila Miller. As will be a foot infraction and possession for Frontier. Ball coming down, it's possession for, play on for Monomoy. That's number 5 coming around, Tessa Gradinsky into the circle. Amelia Bouchard with the big defensive breakup. As the two still battle for the ball. Ball to the top of the circle, shot on net. And it's a goal for Monomoy, and just like that, 1 minute and 10 seconds into the second half, Monomoy with the speed and possession comes down, a shot on goal with a save by Brooke Charest. Rebound was buried in there on the second shot opportunity for Monomoy. That makes the score 2-1, and we'll get that official score once it gets called up top here. But a great execution by Monomoy. Frontier had the first defensive layer, was broken up there, and then will be possession for Frontier. Amelia Bouchard with the drive. Ball to the near side on the 40. Ball broken up by Ashley Galinsky for Frontier. Across to Haley Doucette Kaplan. Monomoy with possession now onto their own 35. That's Sage Harrison with the reverse up. Play broken up there by Frontier. You can see Monomoy's offense has woken up here. They've come out flying. That's Samantha Clark with the ball. Will be possession for Frontier. Amelia Bouchard will begin that possession for Frontier with the big drive coming down to the 35. Defended very well by the Monomoy midfielder. Coming through. Ball to the top now for Monomoy. As Monomoy's trying to bring possession back into the circle. Ball turned around. Monomoy again trying to gain possession in that circle. That's a foot infraction against Monomoy in the circle. It will be possession for Frontier. Amelia Bouchard will start that possession. Drive the ball. Defended very well there by the Monomoy defender. To the top of the circle. Amelia Bouchard with the ball in the circle. Clears it out. Lauren Kalinowski cleared that ball out for Frontier. Again, possession for the Lady Redhawks. You can see Monomoy came out really flying, and Frontier is a little bit stuck in their heels right now as their legs seem to be a little bit in mud. And Monomoy's bringing that pressure, bringing that speed that we knew they had. Elsa Brown with the ball comes through. Possession for Monomoy. Be possession now for Frontier. Lauren
Monomoy
Kalowski.
goal scored by forward number 26, number 3, Samantha Clark.
And we have the official goal, the first goal for Monomoy, scored by number 3, Samantha Clark. She's been very busy on this game so far today, and her effort has been rewarded, scoring that rebound goal. So once again, that's Samantha Clark with the first goal for Monomoy. Monomoy's continuing the pressure. As we've seen them do all year, they continue that pressure as the ball is brought to the top of the key to Katie Hughes. That'll be a little bit too much stick infraction versus the Frontier defender. Ball will be possession now for Monomoy. That's Katie Hughes again, right inside the 20. Ball goes 5 yards. It can now into the circle. Brought to the top. Defending well by Elsa Brown. Monomoy brings the ball into the circle. And it looks like it will be an infraction and a corner. The first corner of the game for Monomoy. We talked about this when Frontier was having their corners. Both sides like to execute. You can see Coach Capallo calling in what play. And you can see Coach Maher calling in her defensive play. Both teams want to execute here. Let's see what happens as both teams get set up in their positions. Ball is set. Referee blows the whistle. Ball comes to the top of the circle. Nice move coming through. Reverse. Big save by the defense of Frontier. Ball brought out to the far side. That's Addie Harrington. Well executed offensively and defensively on both teams there. But Addie Harrington's got some speed and space. She's bringing it down to the far side. Cuts it through to the middle. Shot on net. Just out of reach of Ashley Galinsky. As that play, lots of speed coming down on the far side. Tried to hit it back door. Great attempt. Just couldn't hit that pass. It'll be possession now for Katie Hughes here on the 25. Oop, bringing it back to the 15 for Monomoy. Katie Hughes begins possession. Big strike through. Elsa Brown with the ball in possession. Defended strong and hard to be an infraction on. That was Samantha Clark. For Monomoy, Addie Harrington, top of the circle. Top of the circle, into the circle. There'll be an infraction and possession for Monomoy back. As the officials kind of figure out what's going on here, I thought will be possession for Monomoy. Back around the 15, and here we go. You know, these officials have done a fantastic job all year. They're in the Final Four as well. They're doing a fantastic job tonight. Have nothing but great things to say about the officials all year long. And once again, the officials are doing a fantastic job this evening. Lauren Kalinowski gets the ball. Be possession for Frontier. Lauren Kalinowski again with the ball on the near side. Broken up by Katie Hughes. Good read by Katie Hughes. Turns it back the other way. Possession for Monomoy as I was pushed out of bounds by the Frontier player. Looks like Katie Hughes is going to start this possession again. Is she going to go for that rainbow or that hard drive? She's got lots of skill. Looks like she's going for the rainbow possession. Right into the middle. Well played by the Monomoy player. Brings back up. Melee Bouchard with the keep. Possession will be given to Monomoy. This is a foot infraction, but they gain possession. That's number 5, Tessa Gradinsky, hustling down to the corner. Oh, great effort. Just barely missed that ball. You'd love to see that effort put in there. Just about a half an inch too short. It'll be possession for Frontier. So Melee Bouchard will begin this possession. She's been using that big drive so far this game. And she tries it again. Broken up this time by Monomoy, but she gets the ball back. Katie Hughes with the possession herself. Coming down on the sidewall, pass it up to Tessa Gradinsky, but once again, just out of bounds. She's been working really hard in that corner. Eventually, they're going to hit that play, and it's going to work out, but her effort is fantastic so far. Will now be possession for Frontier, and it looks like Elsa Brown for the Lady Redhawks will begin this possession. Rainbow of her own, coming through. Drop to the bottom, that's Lauren Langlier Henderson with possession for Monomoy. Passes it through the middle. Ball stolen by The Monomoy forward. Big save there by Brooke Charest. And a big back check by Lauren Kalinowski. Monomoy continues possession with the reverse to the middle. Frontier clears the ball out to the half line. Play on. It will be a foot infraction. It will be ball for Frontier. There's another great save there by Brooke Charest. The second shot on goal for her today. Lauren Kalinowski with possession. Across to Addie Harrington. Broken up strongly there by Grayson Burrell of Monomoy. Grayson up to Samantha Clark on the far side. Samantha's got a lot of speed of her own. Top of the circle to Katie Hughes. Shot through. Monomoy with possession. Another save by Brooke Charest. Huge save there by the Frontier the goaltender. Ball coming through, top of the key, back and forth again we go. We've got about 5-6 minutes or so left here in the third quarter. There'll be a hack in possession for Frontier. Elsa Brown clears the ball out of danger. Comes back to the top. Mason Sweet with the ball. Drives it up to the Monomoy player here. That's number 14. That is Lila Miller. Ball again just out of bounds. Will be possession for Frontier. Lots of action down here. Brooke Charest with 4 shots on goal and 3 saves with 1 goal against so far. And Maddie Sweet for Monomoy has had 5 shots to herself on goal with 2 against. Lots of action. Back and forth we go. Monomoy will gain possession here. That is Lauren Langley or Henderson will start the possession. I apologize. Now it's down as the half side. I was looking at my notes, not watching the game here. It's Katie Hughes to begin possession for Monomoy. Katie to the top of the key. She's been really busy today. Lots of speed, lots of skill. She's got all you ask for. She's got the stick work, the speed work. She sees the vision very well. It's a pleasure to watch how much effort she puts in the field as well. Amelia Boucher will start this possession for Frontier. Drive through, but Katie Hughes with the interception. Back on down here. It's coming down on the field here. That's Tessa Gradzinski. Through to the circle. Emery with the ball in the circle. Back and forth they go. It is a corner awarded to Monomoy, their second corner of this quarter. As both teams are now going to get set up with about 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Monomoy with their second corner opportunity of this half. Execution is key, both offensively and defensively. We know the effort's been there from both sides. All these student athletes have been putting it in. And the whistle is blown. Ball's inserted, coming to the top of the key. Fired all the way across. Shot on net. And it will not be... the ball went in, but I think the official called that the ball did not enter the circle. So since the ball did not enter the circle, that is not considered a shot on goal. It did not hit another player going towards the net. So that is just counted as a possession lost for Monomoy. Lauren Kalinowski with the spinorama. Bringing the ball in. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Samantha Clark with possession. Ashley Galinsky bringing it through. Foot infraction on Monomoy. Will be possession for Frontier. Looks like this will be Elsa Brown starting the possession for Frontier. The officials are putting them back in the spot where the infraction happened, right about the 40-yard line. Also looks like she's setting up for a rainbow of her own. Sends one in. Defended extremely well there by, I think that was Grayson Burrell of Monomoy. And it will be possession for Monomoy at about the 40-yard line on their defensive side. Grayson Burrell will start possession for Monomoy. Pass it across the middle to Sam Clark. Now Sophie Laveray, sorry. Sophie's got some speed. Shot through. Just missed the net. That was Kate Hughes with the shot. Just missed the goal. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. It is Frontier 2, Monomoy 1. We possession for Frontier on the 15-yard marker. Be Amelia Bouchard to start this possession. Amelia with the ball through to the middle to Hallie Doucette Kaplan. Hallie Doucette Kaplan over to Macy DeMaio. Macy DeMaio coming down the far side, defended very well by Mia Zimmerman. Back top to Addie Harrington. Addie crosses through. Ball's in the circle for Frontier. Doucette Kaplan's got the stick on the ball. Puts a shot through, defended extremely well by Monomoy. And cleared out very, very strongly. I wish I could see what number that was. That was cleared out extremely well by the Monomoy defender. Lauren Kalinowski from Frontier to the top of the key. Trying to get that ball into the circle again with a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. As Monomoy plays it smartly and just exit the ball out of play. Nora Sloan with the ball. Be possession again for Frontier. As they continue to move the ball down and down the half line. Will be possession for Frontier, and that is Nora Sloan with possession. Great defensive play there by Tessa Gradinsky, but then there seemed to be an infraction on Monomoy. It will be possession for Frontier with roughly 45 seconds to go. It will be Amelia Bouchard to start this possession on the 20-yard line. The ball has to go 5. Ball comes back, possession for Monomoy. Monomoy's trying to make another push this quarter. That's Emery Capallo. Skill and speed all over the place with that student athlete. Passes it over to Tessa Gradinsky. Tessa's bringing it down, goes by Nora Sloan. Tessa's got the speed, she's got some space. Ball crossing to the circle. Will be possession, let's see, for Monomoy up at the 25. With about 10 to 15 seconds to go. About 10 or 15 seconds to go. Monomoy will begin this possession. Ball goes 5. It can now enter the circle. Goes to the far side. And that is the end of the third quarter. It is Frontier 2, Monomoy 1. What an action-packed quarter that was. Monomoy seemed to have a lot of possession and a lot of action coming down in that quarter as they had 4 shots on goal with 1 that went in. So it's 3 saves for Brooke Charest. And it looks like Frontier had no shots in that quarter. And Monomoy had the corner advantage as well with 2 in that quarter. So just like we saw in the first half, Frontier had a lot of possession, a lot of offensive chances. Monomoy, for that third quarter, really brought the ball down and really put the pressure on defensively for Frontier. And as this quarter ends, you know, both coaches are having their conversations. You know, Coach Capallo is telling his student athletes, this game is going to continue to work hard. Just keep doing what we're doing. Play our game. It's worked for us all year. And again, I'm going to say the same for Missy Maher, coach for Frontier. She's got everybody in her circle. Try not to get put back on your heels. Try to get some offense brewing. And this is going to be a fantastic fourth quarter as we end the third quarter of this MIAA Final Four Division 4 Field Hockey Tournament. Frontier 2, Monomoy 1. And don't forget, this special NFHS broadcast is brought to you by Frontier Community Television. We'll be back to start the fourth quarter. And welcome back to the start of this fourth quarter as we'll be possession for Frontier with 15 minutes to go. It is Frontier 2, Monomoy 1. An action-packed game so far. Back and forth the action has gone. The coaches have given last-minute instructions to both teams. Both teams are in position. Officials are in position. Once that whistle blows, the action will continue in this Final Four Division 4 field hockey matchup. As Elsa Brown gains possession, misses the rainbow. It's possession right away for Monomoy. Monomoy with possession. That will be dubbed a dangerous versus, I think that was Emery Capallo of Monomoy. So the possession for the Lady Redhawks of Frontier. Elsa Brown with possession. Elsa gets ready. Flips the ball through to Hallie Doucette Kaplan, but the officials dubbed that a dangerous. Ball pushed to the far side by Monomoy. Will be out of bounds and possession for Frontier. About 1 minute left, 1 minute gone here in the third quarter. Monomoy gains possession. Big play broken up by the Frontier defender. That will be possession for Frontier, back around the 45-yard line on their own defensive side. It's going to be Rowan Riley to begin possession. Rowan Riley brings the ball through, defended extremely strong again by the defender, the forward of Monomoy. I'll see that number as soon as I can see what number that was on the far side. But a possession for Frontier. Frontier possession will start on the far side. Looks like there was a card given to a Monomoy player. So that'll put Monomoy down, a student athlete. I couldn't see the color of what that card was, but it was either I believe it's a 2-minute card where Frontier will have a student athlete advantage, but a big turnover by Frontier in their defensive zone. Ball being brought back down by Monomoy. Ball to the top of the circle. Tessa bringing it through. Ball to the circle. Broken up strongly there by the defender of Frontier. That was Katie Walker. Katie Walker with possession up top, broken up by Monomoy. Rowan Riley back to Lauren Kalinowski. Lauren Kalinowski with a foot infraction. It will be possession for Monomoy. That's going to be, let's see the number who's going to start this possession. Katie Hudson with possession down to the top of the circle, defended by Elsa Brown. Amelia Bouchard steals the ball at the top of the key. Clears the ball out. It'll be ball back to Lauren Kalinowski with the spinorama of her own. Bringing the ball up to the side. Defended it very well there by Lila Miller of Monomoy. And it will be possession for Monomoy up top at the 25. Monomoy's possession. At the 25, it's Kate Hudson. Start that possession. Ball goes 5. She keeps possession. Reverse sweep of her own to the top of the circle. Cleared out strong by the defensive Frontier, but back into the circle, Monomoy comes. And it's an infraction within that circle. Will be a corner awarded for Monomoy. The first corner of this quarter with 12 minutes to go. They scored on the last corner opportunity they had. You can see Monomoy's bringing all the pressure that they can, down by 1 here. Frontier's still kind of standing on their heels, trying to defend strong. This corner is going to be a big play. Everybody's set. Official blows the whistle, and the insert begins. Ball comes to the top of the circle. Oh, the Whitcomb Gopher looked like it popped out there and just bounced over. Defended strongly by Frontier. It will be possession for the Lady Redhawks. Elsa Brown will start this possession. Ball now on the stick of Frontier, broken up on the far side by Monomoy. Coming into the top of the circle. Shot on net, fantastic save by Brooke Charest. What a shot that was. That reverse sweep was fantastic, but Brooke Charest was up for the spot with a huge save. Monomoy will begin possession on the far side. That's Della Davis to begin the ball. To the top of the key, bring it brought to the circle. Monomoy continues that pressure and continues possession as Lila Miller with the ball. Brings it through. Elsa Brown defends it for Frontier. And that's a stick infraction over the top against Monomoy. It'll be possession for the Lady Redhawks. It looks like Elsa Brown will begin this possession. 10.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's Frontier 2, Monomoy 1. Official sets the student athlete back to where the infraction happened. Elsa Brown with the ball, with possession, stolen by Emery Capallo. To the top of the circle, in comes Monomoy. 1 move, 2 move. Huge defensive play. Broken up by Amelia Bouchard defensively, and then it'll be another card given for too much body contact. Looked like a little elbow push off there on the Monomoy player. So it'll be now possession for Frontier, and that looks like it's Samantha Clark who received that card. Possession for Monomoy. It was a dangerous play there by Frontier. Emery starts the ball. Top of the circle for Monomoy, brings it in. Lots of pressure by Monomoy. but it's possession for Frontier. Monomoy's continuing to bring that extra 2, 3, 4 players up into the attacking zone as they have to continue to drive that very effective pressure they've been having so far in this second half, and we have a timeout called on the field. With that timeout, gives us a minute to sit back and really say, wow, what a shot that was again. That reverse from the top of the circle by Emery Capallo with a huge save by Brooke Charest to keep this game on a 2-1. The shot was so hard, the rebound was so far, went all the way outside the end line, the far side end line, which was an unbelievable play all around. We've sat here with about 9.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Monomoy with a lot of pressure. And I just received that the other Final Four game is in the fourth quarter. It's Cohasset 3 and Dennis Yarmouth 3 with about 10.5 minutes to go in that game. The winner of this match will take on the winner of that match in the state championship game. But we've got a lot of field hockey to play on both sides. Both are in the fourth quarter. This game's got 9.5 minutes to go. The Cohasset Dennis Yarmouth game has about 10 minutes or so to go. It's a fabulous night for field hockey. Everybody's excited. It's a packed crowd here at Whitcomb Middle School. The grounds are fantastic. The crew's been such great hospitality here by Whitcomb and the Marlboro organization. And these two teams are really ready to gather the last remaining 9.5 minutes of this game after this timeout is played. And as we sit up top, once again, we can take a peek at that other game. We just watched it through. Almost a goal scored there by Cohasset, but a huge save by the goaltender of Dennis Yarmouth to keep that game tied at 3-3. Unbelievable work by the crew everywhere. We're getting back in here. Looks like this game is going to pick up right after this timeout. Both teams enter the field again. Once again, it's Frontier 2, Monomoy 1, with roughly 9.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. As possession begins, I believe it'll be Frontier possession coming out of this timeout. And it's Amelia Bouchard with the drive. She drives it up to the half line. Ball comes through the Monomoy defender. That's Maddie. It'll be possession for Monomoy. It's Mason Sweat with the ball. Mason with the drive. Defended by Elsa Brown. Be possession for Monomoy. Kay Houston with the big drive. Up to number 4, that's Emery Capallo. She brings it in the circle. Spinorama, trying to get a shot on net. Ball's coming through. Defended very well by Lauren Kalinowski of Frontier. Able to clear the ball out of the circle. But Monomoy says, let's keep the pressure on. That was Lila Miller gaining that ball and keeping it in. Ball possession for Frontier. It'll be Lila Miller for Monomoy as the ball went out of bounds. 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the game. Monomoy bringing a lot of pressure. Ball chipped to the middle. Monomoy gains possession. Coming into the circle. It'll be possession for Monomoy at the 25. 8 minutes to go. Frontier 2, Monomoy 1. Monomoy gains possession on the 25. The ball has to go 5. The ball goes 5. Brought into the circle. Defended extremely well by Frontier. Monomoy again brings that ball to the circle. Cleared out. Elsa Brown comes through and clears the ball strongly out of the circle. Rips it back around. Again, stolen by Monomoy. Amelia Bouchard with the clear. And that's a foot infraction inside the circle. It will be a corner awarded to Monomoy. It's their second corner awarded this quarter. You're going to like to see on both sides here that execution. You know the ball's probably going to come up the top to Emery for Monomoy. And you like to see Elsa Brown for Frontier really get out there and defend with that long stride. As the ball gets set, official blows the whistle. Ball to the top of the key. Goes to Emery Capallo. Emery ball passes it over. Shot on net. Save by Brooke Charest. Fantastic save by Brooke. to keep that game 2-1. Be possession for Monomoy. Possession ball driven down. Considered it dangerous on that insert by Kate Hewson. We possession for Frontier, and Elsa Brown will begin that possession here on the 25. The clock keeps ticking down, 6.5 minutes to go. Big rainbow by Elsa Brown, defended very strongly by the defender. Amelia Bouchard gains possession, clears it to the far side to Rowan Riley. Rowan Riley brings the ball up to the half line, just out of bounds. Monomoy begins possession. Lots of action going on here, left and right. Here we go. 6 or so minutes to go in this game. Monomoy possession on the 50, right outside on the half line. Monomoy inserts with the rainbow themselves. Will be deemed dangerous as that went into too many players on the insert by Monomoy. Be possession for Frontier on the far side. That's going to be Rowan Riley with possession to start this possession off. With 5.5 minutes or so to go here in the fourth quarter. Ball comes across the middle to Macy DeMaio. Macy bringing it in the offensive side for Frontier. Macy with possession. Goes around the defender. Great defensive play there. Great defensive stop by number 6. That's Lauren Langler Henderson. Will be possession for Frontier at the 25. It's Elsa Brown with possession on the 25. Elsa with the ball far side across to Rowan Riley. Good defensive play there. Looks like Sophia Laveray with the big defensive play as Monomoy brings possession back up across the half line. Lots of speed there. Continues to come through. Big defensive play by Amelia Bouchard to clear the ball out. Monomoy gains possession back. Under 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. It's ball possession for Frontier. Addie Harrington on the far side trying to clear the ball out of the defensive area. Possession for Frontier. Rowan Riley will begin this possession on the far side. Over to Hallie Doucette Kaplan. Doucette Kaplan over to Addie Harrington. Addie Harrington clips the ball back across. Stick infraction or foot infraction for the defender for Monomoy. Will be possession for Frontier. Elsa Brown will begin this possession. She's inside the 25, so the ball must go 5 yards. As she gets set, rainbows it into the corner. To Addie Harrington. Addie gets the ball through to the circle. Ball to the circle. And it will be an infraction against Monomoy. Looks like it's going to be a corner for Frontier with under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's Frontier 2, Monomoy 1. And Frontier with a little bit of offensive pressure here as they get their corner set up. Coach Missy Myhar is calling in her play. Coach Koppelo's calling in his play. Again, execution is huge here on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Let's see what gets drawn up. Whistle is blown. Ball gets inserted into the top of the circle. Ball comes across. Shot on net. And it's a goal by Frontier. Frontier executed that goal to make it Frontier 3, Monomoy 1 with 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go on that corner. Like we've talked about from the start of the game, executing in those corners are huge for both teams. You've seen Monomoy execute the last goal they scored, and now you've seen Frontier execute on 2 of their corners so far tonight. We've got roughly 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. It is Frontier 3, Monomoy 1, as Monomoy drives the ball down for their possession. With 3 minutes or so to go, Frontier gains possession on the far side. Monomoy brings the ball in. Elsa Brown with the ball. Pass through the middle. Amelia Bouchard defensively for Frontier breaks it up. Oh, great speed right here by Monomoy. That's a foot infraction for Frontier. That was Tessa Godinsky with that speed. Monomoy's going to definitely bring the pressure. You can see they're bringing all their defenders up as well, as we're just around 2 minutes and 45 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Monomoy's going to have to bring all of their pressure, all of their players into the circle to try to gain access to that net. Ball to the top of the key here now for Monomoy. Ball gets brought down. Possession for Frontier. Back and forth we go. Ball possession for Frontier. Bring it up to sideline. Macy DeMaio. Ball just goes out of bounds. With roughly 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, it'll be Monomoy possession. That's Lauren Langlier Henderson to begin the insert. Brings it through the middle. Elsa Brown breaks it up. Back and forth we go. You can see Monomoy's trying to get the ball into the circle. Frontier's doing what they can do to defend it. And looks like it is a corner awarded to Monomoy. This is exactly what Monomoy wanted. Their third corner of the quarter. As the clock ticks down to roughly 1 minute and 50 seconds to go here left in the game. It's Frontier 3, Monomoy 1, but this is exactly what Monomoy was looking for, to gain possession. We talked about execution, both either offensively and defensively. Let's see how this corner plays out. Ball's put into play, gets to the top of the circle. Monomoy brings it across. Shot on net. Broken up strongly by the defender of Frontier. Ball goes out of bounds. That'll be possession for Monomoy. Bring the ball up to the 15. Once we get official word on that third goal, we'll let you know from Frontier. But I don't know if we're going to get that. And that happens. The excitement is going crazy down there. The packed house is going wild. Ball to the top of the circle for Monomoy. Shot on net. That will be considered a dangerous play for that shot on net with under a minute to go. Possession for Frontier. We have that goal was scored by number 3, Rowan Riley, with the big goal to take the 3-1 lead for Frontier. As the clock keeps ticking down, roughly 30 seconds to go in the game. Ball to the circle for Monomoy. Elsa Brown with the big defense. Clears it all the way down to the Monomoy side of the field. The clock keeps ticking. That's Mason Sweat. Gets the ball from Monomoy. Broken up by Addie Harrington. Addie across to Macy DeMaio. We're roughly 15-20 seconds to go in this game. Frontier 3, Monomoy 1. Ashley Galinsky with the ball. It goes out of bounds. And ladies and gentlemen, as the clock ticks down and the final horn blows, the Lady Redhawks of Frontier take the victory 3-1 versus the number 1 Monomoy Sharks. Welcome to the state championship game for the Lady Redhawks of Frontier. Their first visit back to the state championship since 2004. Take nothing away from Monomoy, their fantastic season they had coming in to this game tonight. As we talked about, they had 4 seniors. Fantastic career, fantastic 4 years of high school. Good luck in your future endeavors.
Congratulations to the Frontier.
But the Lady Redhawks take the victory 3-1 versus Monomoy, and they will be heading towards the state championship game.
To take on the winner of tonight's game between number 2, Dennis Yarmouth, and number 3.
And we're still waiting to see who they're going to play, as that Dennis Cohasset Yarmouth game is still
Sharks on a fantastic season.
Still playing. We're going to see if we can gather what that score looks like once we can get live view into that game. We believe that other game is in overtime right now. But again, congratulations to the Lady Redhawks of Frontier. For all of our friends at Frontier Community Television, thank you so much. NFHS, thank you for this broadcast. And the Lady Redhawks from Frontier, we'll see you in the finals. Have a good night, everybody.